Affordability in housing affects everyone in this riding, from Darcy to West Vancouver. It doesn't matter which category of housing you're looking for, whether you're a young professional couple, a young family seeking expanded accommodation, or service workers in the recreation and tourism industry looking for temporary accommodation. The need is throughout the riding. So we have situations where, reported here in West Vancouver, a young couple, recent graduates, professional qualifications, are looking to the United States for opportunity because they realize no matter how long they save, even with those good salaries, they will never save enough even to buy their childhood or their parents' home here in West Vancouver. The housing prices have increased so much in the corridor that, in particular, young families, young couples, and with young families, particularly from Squamish right through to Pemberton, can't find the accommodation, both either affordable or for the size and type of housing they need to raise their families, and are faced with either settling for substandard conditions or having to move elsewhere. The Green Party has a comprehensive platform position on affordability, ranging from a graduated provincial property transfer tax from accommodation less than $200,000, no transfer tax, to a graduated tax up to 12% for properties in excess of $3 million. That will help to balance and produce funding to provide alternative housing. They're committed to adding 4,000 units of affordable housing each and every year. They're suggesting to reopen negotiations with the federal government to once again examine the opportunities for cooperative housing and co-housing, and are most importantly willing to work with local municipalities to to identify first and foremost what are their greatest needs and how should we be responding to them. Well, frankly, the Liberals have done too little too late. The one issue in particular where they eventually came around to add a 15% foreign buyers tax, the Green Party is suggesting raising that to 30% to put a stop to speculative housing purchases. In addition, there is by allowing this to occur, we're frankly at a point where a good part of that is now out of control, and the risk the housing market now faces is a deflationary aspect, which can only be prevented not by doing something to damage the existing purchases, but to add to housing stock through more creative means. The difficulty is in riding with both the prosperity and the opportunities that we have here in Sea to Sky, the fact that there are people living in squalor, living in substandard conditions, through inaction of the previous Liberal government is really a great deal to bear. The fact we have that these conditions occur prompts or ought to prompt more progressive action to solve and resolve these issues. Living in squalor in this riding should not be a necessity for anyone. The fact we have so much opportunity, so much of the way of good housing stock, but we're not able to provide it to all who live and work here, is a challenge to us and to government. The fact that so much of this has gone on for so long under the current government, under the previous Liberal government, is something that needs to change.